G'day traders, 1 minute mindset reset. Today we're talking about focusing on trade execution versus profits and losses. So a lot of great questions, and one of the things that keeps coming up is, can you talk about how you overcame a lot of your self-sabotaging behaviors? And when you trade for yourself, one of the biggest challenges that you're going to have is to keep your mind focused on trading as opposed to making money every day or making money every week or whatever that may be. And a lot of traders struggle. Number one, first of all, I always talk about this. You have to have an edge before you can go to the market and be trading. So just trading, today I'm looking, it's down low, so I'm looking for a buy low type of setup, that sort of scenario. And how I emphasize setups over trying to guess which direction a market's going and getting pips. But your own psychology has to constantly be, your day has to be mapped out. You need to be away from the screen. You need to be able to go to the screen. Like, I love being in North America, and apologize. I've had visitors for the last week, so I've been kind of running around and hosting, and it's been a busy week. But I like the North American time frame because, as I talk about in previous videos, by the time I come to the screen, Asia, London has already traded. And in many cases, that can be a US session, Asia, London setup. And we get our day one, day two, day three, that sort of scenario, 3 sessions. And so I like the fact that 9:30 New York time is very specific, as is the London equity market open. The London traders will, obviously, there's lots of great trades in the London session, especially on the Euro pairs that trade in that session heavier. And then often we'll see other pairs trade different days of the week very well in those sessions as well. But the key thing is to be able to, again, focus on a process that helps you identify a best trade setup. And then knowing that this trade is going to generate me X amount in terms of its movement for this session, or if it's a New York trade, maybe it's going to be a high day, low day, high day, trend trade, whatever that may be, and could continue to run throughout that 3-hour window. But these are all the things that you need to continuously refine in your playbook, because if you're focusing on the dollar amount, what's going to happen is that you'll lose sight of trade execution, and you'll be looking for moves because you want to scalp some pips to get some money. And that's different than being able to go to the screen with a process each day and understand, okay, today, I executed this trade, I got this amount, and then I'm okay with that because it probably wasn't a trade setup that I want to size more into. Or maybe today I should have sized more into, and I made X amount, and I probably could have traded that better. How will I recognize that next time, or be prepared to take on more risk in terms of position sizing on the next time I see this setup evolve? So it's always about mastering your craft. Trading is a very psychological profession in that you have to manage yourself constantly. One of the things that I always talk about is the timing of everything, the very specific for timing, because I know in that hour, especially once New York equity markets open, my clock starts ticking. Now that depends. That's assuming we're already going to the high or to the low. Now sometimes it could be a 3rd-hour trade. There might be news on the calendar, all of those sorts of things. But once I'm prepared to execute a trade, I know that the clock is ticking in terms of how long I should be at the screen and in that trade. And then once I'm done, I've trained myself through a lot of very painful mistakes that cost me a lot of money by going back, trading at different times, trying to scalp more, big days of profits and trying to get more, and then blowing up on something that was, once those algos kick in, and now I don't have a reference point for my timing in terms of an equity session. There's other, times when the market will move into the close, those sorts of situations. So as I reiterate, it's always about mastering your craft and focusing on the best trade setups. Your job as a trader is to execute the best trades. And in that process that you have an edge and you're executing the best trades, you should be able to grow that trading account consistently over time. Focusing on the money will ultimately end up causing you to make self-sabotaging mistakes. It's inevitable. It's built into the wiring of the retail trader. And it takes a lot of continuous effort. You know, my day is pretty full. Once I'm done, I go about my day. I try not to be back at the screen. The market will lure you in to false ideas about what you think you can do later in the sessions, and often that can end badly. So focus on the best trade setups, focusing on refining your process each day. How could you recognize the best trade setups better? How could you have managed or executed your trade better today? If you didn't get a trade, why didn't you get a trade? You know, as I talk about with trades, timing is very specific. The time clock can help you identify when you're at the high and the low, when there's an opportunity on the backside of a move. If you're on the front side in a trend trade, that same timing mechanism can help you identify when your trade may be exhausting itself and a reversal may be imminent. So hopefully you got value from today's video, traders. Focus constantly on refining your process and executing your trade setups as opposed to focusing on the dollars. Have a great day, traders. It's already been lots of movement Monday, day one, day two. And I know we're probably going to get lots more movement this week. We've had a lot of volatility. Keep it simple. Keep getting better, 1% better every single day. And may the markets go with you.